Oh man, this is how we're starting it. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Annoying ass fucking green screen. Running a mile right now. Nice. Like to hear that. Stay warm this weekend. Supposed to get cold. I haven't checked. I haven't checked the forecast. State League was awesome. Yeah, I love going on that show. They talked over the show, like, little inside info here on the State of the League podcast, because a lot of people have hit me up about it. TMZ, CBS. I want to sort of just real quickly address it because it is, you know.
Do you like?
It is such a big deal. Not good optics. Now let me tell my side of the story for a second, okay? Let me tell my side of the story. It's about time a straight white male got his chance to say something, right? So let me say my side of the story. Now you might have noticed, yes, traded for Kyrie Irving, was that the Mavs do like Zach LaVine kind of a lot. Well, yes, and Hathaway. You might not have heard her, right?
You know,
now you might notice Pablo's in the process of speaking. I'm in the process of speaking. We had to mute Ann. Tyler with the $4.99. Doncic is the greatest thing to ever touch a hardwood floor. Redick is light years ahead of mid. Was she there for you? Real question. Yes. Secondly, right, before it started, Anne Hathaway had a take about Luka that was so aggressive that we felt collectively it was better to mute her throughout the course of the podcast, right? There was the term Jabba the Hutt used. So, right, we thought it was maybe for the best to mute moving forward. That was our stance on it. That was our stance on it. And we'll stay. The optics obviously weren't the best, but we fell on the sword basically. What are nice guys gonna win, man? What are nice guys gonna win for Watts? She was hitting on slightly a little too hard. Yeah, time and place. Why don't you see those guns on these channels? Because, man, you guys need to pull it together. That's why. Nespresso, hit me up. Big things in the pipeline, folks. That's all I'll say. Big things. Big things in the pipeline. Woo! Are you embarrassed of us slightly? No, never. I love you guys. Hi from Luka Doncic land, Slovenia. What up, Slovenia? You want to know what's been stuck in my head for probably 2 weeks now? Real Prey with the 1 month, became a member a month ago, lost everything after. Is Ann coming back for more NBA takes? In talking to Ann's people, we might have her on to sort of, make up for all of this, right? We'll see. What was I saying? Oh, you want to know what's been stuck in my head? That that TikTok sound where it's like the bigger dude rapping about Sonic. I thought Nico was making moves to navigate around the new CBA. It was really him trying to turn the Mavs into the Phoenix Suns. No, there was no CBA. There was no CBA maneuvering. There's actually a lot to talk about today, so let's not waste any time. All right, about the reevaluation thing. Are we certain that they said March 6th they would give us an update? I don't even think that was ever said, to be honest with you. Sarah, 4 months. Good morning. Keep smiling. Things are okay sometimes. Things are okay a lot of the times. You just got to see the light in the darkness. Is Streaks still down? Wow, man. Is Streaks just done? Kid said it. Did he? I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting shit. I don't really care. Like I saw people who were like, "Yeah, just another case of this team being an embarrassment." I'm like, "All right, guys. All right, let's tone it down." What percentage do you think Luka is at right now? What's missing in his game right now? Now, I'll probably get some shit for this. I still think he's not moving at 100%, which is crazy considering how well he's playing and how well the Lakers look and how good the Lakers look. He's not driving. His three ball is getting there, which is great news, right? Oh, I could set ads. Wow, they really let me every 6-minute ad. What do you guys think about that? Here's my options for inserting ads, guys. Every 6 minutes. Sounds pretty great. Every 12 minutes, every 18 minutes, every 24 minutes, every 30. Is there an option for every 1 minute? Every 1 minute. Yeah, every 6 isn't enough. Members are immune, right? Good question. It's actually a good question. I don't know. Do members get immune? I think it's only premium. Spend 3 minutes doing an ad read. That's it right there. So every 6 minutes ad, 3 minutes in between there ad read. So there's about 3 minutes every 9 minutes. Do the math of content. 3 minutes every 9 minutes of content. Got to leave you guys wanting more. So it makes the roommate podcast unlistenable. I was listening to this podcast, been listening to the Talking Baseball podcast, previewing every team. Really trying to get into it this year, guys. I really am into it this year. I promise you guys that. And there must have been a glitch in one of the recent episodes. There was an ad probably every 2 minutes. So you ever been sponsored? Yeah, we've had some sponsorships here and there. Here and there. I got approached actually recently. And from this company. It's not gambling, but it's another more morally ambiguous topic. Reached out, and the number that was initially offered, way too good to be true. Like, my jaw dropped so much that it was like, oh, I might do this. But it's not even a sponsor. I don't even want to say what it was, but it was AI related, and it wasn't a sponsor. Like, I don't know if you guys would ever even know it, but it very much felt like selling a soul. Very much felt like selling a soul. Talk hockey, trade deadline, how the Stars are making moves. So I got a text and a group text that the Stars traded for the best player in the league. They just need to they need a contract. Is that true? I couldn't tell you who the best player in the league is. Yeah, the Mavs inverse, exactly. How's softball going? Oh, man. I'm struggling in softball so far. 2 weeks in. Last night was the first night, maybe in years, that I went hitless in 2 games. Daniel with the $4.99. Can you make it to where every time Nico is mentioned in the chat, you get $1? You'll have enough to buy the Mavs in no time. Oh, that would be interesting. A little, like a swear jar. Steroids wearing out. My timing is just fucked, man. I'm getting jammed in slow pitch softball. I'm hitting them off the end. Like, I'm just not barreling them. I'm just not barreling it up. Steroids wearing out. No, I think the problem is my arms are getting so big that it's like maybe my swing isn't the same, right? So here's last season, I was a slugging first baseman, right? Last year, I was a slugging first baseman. Just chilled on first base. What's the deal with retina on playback? Make-A-Wish situation? Yeah. That's a Make-A-Wish situation. Uh-huh. Yeah. Slugging first baseman, right? This year, I'm a glove first shortstop. I mean, what the hell happened? I'm playing shortstop. Putting it all out on the line, guys. Yeah, yes, these are my calves. Yes, come on, guys. Come on, guys, please. So are you 270 pounds as well? No, maybe that's my thing, is I came into the season in shape. Maybe that's it. Maybe you got to come in out of shape and play your way into it. You following any soccer team? Let's be real. No. Let's just be honest. Wait, hold on. Let me actually answer that question with a question. Is Arsenal good right now? Is Arsenal good? They blew it, so no? Oh, then no. They beat Man City? Okay, then yes. Decimated by injuries? What else is new? Arsenal are good in UCL, not EPL. That sounds like knee ligaments. All right, let's go. Let's get started. Do you think Luka's defense improved since December? If so, what's changed? Yeah, his defense looks good. He like the Lakers as a whole are totally bought in defensively. Realistically, let's just get started, and then we'll talk about this. Good morning, folks. It is Friday, March 7th, 10:57 a.m. Central Standard Time. It's time for some slightly early. We've got some stuff to talk about, folks. We've got a Lakers-Knicks game. Some people are saying that could be a preview of the finals. I'm not saying it. Some people have said it, though. We've got that to talk about. Luka and LeBron, incredible game. Captain Clutch, a.k.a. Jalen Brunson, going band for band with them before a rough-looking ankle injury late in that game in overtime took him out. And has there been any updates on that? Because that did not look pretty. That Brunson is so tough, man. Jesus Christ. He's so good. He's so good. But we'll talk a little bit about that game and maybe some future implications of it. As we await some Jalen Brunson news. Because that ankle injury looked bad. But you never really know with ankle injuries until we get some updates. Mark Cuban gave his first interview since the trade, and I'm gonna be real with you guys. I seen one quote. I think I have not seen anything else about it. So this will be kind of a first reaction. We also have ESPN is just ESPN's just going through it, huh? They're just going through it. But first, touchpad with the 50. Have you ever considered that both your football team and your basketball team are riddled with injuries? Maybe it's not them, maybe it's you. No, I never look inward, ever. Period. Never once. So, no, I've never considered that. And quite frankly, I feel like you're gaslighting me. I kind of feel like I'm being gaslit now. Now, we thought that we would maybe have some updates on the Mavericks' their injury situation, their recovery. It's kind of widely believed that March 6th was going to be a date of importance there, but we got no information. Guys, I don't know what you guys are expecting from that. Those guys are not going to play this season. So, really, the only thing to expect from yesterday is they're shutting the guys down. And maybe the only thing that could come out that's somewhat interesting would be AD's commitment level heading into next year. I'm growing more and more concerned about that, to be honest with you. The more people I talk to, not that I've heard anything, not that I've heard like, oh, he's going to ask out, but people that follow the Mavs very closely are concerned about the possibility. Just say that, which scares me. Which scares me. Which does scare me. Let's start here. Aaron, 1 month. Nobody is safe on the Mavs roster next year? No, nobody is. Let's start with the game last night. Let's start with the, not this piece of shit game that's going to happen tonight, Grizzlies Mavericks. Let's start with some actual fun basketball. The Lakers and the Knicks played an incredible game last night. Just again, I feel bad because we're going to be doing it a bit on this channel today, talking about some other shit. But, just another reminder that the league is incredible right now. You turn on your TV and there's almost certainly going to be an incredible basketball game being played every single night. And fortunately for the league, it's two of its marquee franchises going up against one another on TNT and putting together one of the better games of the season and one of the best closes of the season. New York Knicks versus Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers make a big time comeback late in this game to force overtime, send it to overtime, where they took care of business and beat the Knicks, thanks to in large part to a combined 63 points from the Big Two, the King and the Prince. When did the Prince become the thing? I saw Bleacher Report tweeted out a highlight and said, the Prince from 3. That ain't it. Yeah, that ain't it. But a great performance from Luka and LeBron. LeBron's on another level right now. I mean, this is So we kind of thought LeBron, still a good player early in the season. It's like, yeah, if you watch defensively, it ain't the prettiest thing in the world, right? But since he's turned 40 years old, it is kind of reaching this point. Rejuvenated, yes. And a lot of it's the Luka trade, I think, making life easier on him in a lot of ways. But I also think a good amount of it is a buy-in level. He's bought back in. Are there steroids involved? Quite possibly. Quite possibly, yes. In which case, kudos to him. But yeah, he's been playing around a top 5 level in the league over the last 2 months. It's been a pretty long stretch of time now, maybe even 3 months. Luka has given him energy, while also having a ball handler that can take some of the pressure off of him helps out tremendously. Those two were fantastic. I mentioned this, I think, before I started recording this clip here. So if you're watching on the Silent Bias Clips channel, I think I mentioned a little bit before. Somebody asked what it looked like to me. What did I think Luka was at, just from a health perspective? And I said unpopular because anytime you bring this up, people are like, dude, he's averaging blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, I watch him play. I've watched every game of his career. I don't think he's 100% still, which is terrifying. I mean, he's mentally, it looks like he's found his groove, right? He's yelling. Last night, this game in general, the complaining was on another fucking level. I mean, it was. Was this game well officiated? No, I don't think so. But the officiating was, the complaining was just unbelievable, man. Both teams, every play was crying and crying. It was actually kind of tough to watch. I'm gonna be honest with you. Tough to watch. Him and LeBron, all-time complainers. Yeah, it was literally every fucking play. There was cry, and then they would show the replay. I'm like, all right, let me hear them out, because neither team had challenges forever. Let me hear them out. They would show the replay, and it would just be, all right, I'll be like, all right, dude, what the fuck are you crying about? Luka's also lucky he did not foul out of this game, I will say. When the Lakers challenged the play that Brunson got hurt on, Luka had 5 fouls. Definitely reached. I thought there was a possibility that they would do the approximate foul thing, say, hey, Austin Reeves didn't foul him, but Luka did. I just slapped the shit out of myself. I have a hand mark. But, man, the defense for the Lakers is crazy, man. It's crazy. They swarm around, they fly around the court. They are so bought in defensively. It does kind of show that, hey, a lot of times this defensive shit is effort, right? If you get a buy-in level, this was like the Mavs. When the Mavs go on their stretches defensively, last year, a couple years ago, obviously it's personnel driven, of course, having a lot of positional size, which the Lakers have. Pull out the $2 slap yourself again. Stay tuned for the OnlyFans content following the stream. Positional size helps out. We've talked about this before on this channel. Luka has a plus 7 foot wingspan. LeBron's big. Dodo's big for his position, right? And then you have guys off the bench like Vanderbilt. And when he's healthy, Rui, who did not play in this game. You have, big players that you could switch everything. I think I saw I think it was either Nikias or Steve Jones Jr. point out that the Lakers, only one team in the league switched more than the Lakers since the Luka trade. And they're giving up the least amount of points in the league on those switches. So the buy-in level has been tremendous. Wait, Luka has a 7 foot wingspan. That motherfucker can barely dunk. That's a choice. Since when does Luka play for the Lakers? Since we moved into a different timeline. You have to shoot good from 3 to beat them. Yeah, they do. It's very similar to what the Mavs do defensively at times. It is that we will give up threes, but we're going to strategically give up threes. Campaign, you can shoot 6 threes, right? We will live with the results of that. Josh Hart, you can shoot 6 threes. We will live with the results of that. Cato tweet. I love Tim Cato. Is this worth me pausing what I'm talking about to read? Oh, we actually have a big man update. Touchpad with the 20. OnlyFans win. All right. I'll read this in a second. Let's finish talking about this. But a buy-in level defensively, it's like the Mavs, especially the 2023 Mavs that made the conference finals when their defense ramped up, and you looked at their personnel, and it wasn't like they had fantastic defensive personnel. They didn't have a great rim protector. What they did have was Dorian Finney-Smith, common denominator. Put some respect on that guy's name, seriously. 2022, sorry. Yeah, 2022 conference finals. They did have Dorian Finney-Smith. They had Reggie Bullock, who was just flying around the fucking court that year. Literally flying around the court so much that it was the end of his career. He literally had nothing left in the tank after it. Kidd doesn't give their players any confidence with great defensive, offensive game planning. Yeah, I mean, Jason Kidd's only been to the NBA Finals and the conference finals twice in the last 3 years. So, terrible coach, shit coach. Jamal Mosley's better. Look at what the Magic are doing without Palabon, Kara, and Franz Wagner. What's that? The Magic are fucking terrible? Oh. I'm just going back to the narratives earlier in the season. JJ actually has a brain and knows how to use Luka's strengths on the defensive end, unlike J-Mid. Yeah, unlike Jason Kidd, who, again, went to the NBA Finals last year and had the best defense in the league over the back half of the season. Just again. Again, conference finals the year before that, 2 years before that, with one of the best defenses in the league over the back half of the season. So, just J-Mid. I'm here. I'm honestly, honest to God, I'm here today, man. I'm honestly here today. I think Jason Kidd's a good coach. I'm sorry. Paul at the $5. I'm glad you finally see that kid is garbage. I'm sorry. I've been saying it this past year. I've defended Jason Kidd all year long. It's like, yeah, Jason Kidd could never turn Luka's teams into a good defensive team. It's like, well, he literally fucking did, right? Like he actually did, right? And I'm not saying JJ's done a great job, by the way. Praising Kidd for the Western Conference Finals run is like praising Darvin Ham for the Lakers Western Conference Final run. It's because of Luka and LeBron. Well, what about the finals then? You think they just accidentally made the conference finals 2 times in 3 years? You think they just accidentally did that? That's guys, at a certain point, you just have to acknowledge that maybe this is just a pretty well coached team. He's garbage. He got carried by greatness. Okay. I hope let's bookmark this. If the Lakers do not make the conference finals, let's bookmark this, please. Let's bookmark this entire conversation. We will circle back to it, and I will not forget it. I will not forget it, okay? But anyways, the buy-in level defensively is fantastic. So, Sal, you think J-Kid is right in supporting Nico for trading Luka? Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Comprehension through the roof today in the chat. That's exactly what I said. But when you have Luka and LeBron, it's just like two absolute. Anyone who thought Luka and LeBron wouldn't work out is fucking idiots. Like that was never a concern to me. Luka fitting alongside LeBron and vice versa. Reeves is the guy I'm concerned about. I'm not even worried about Reeves, really. I mean, Reeves, 2 of 13, like, whatever. It's not like Reeves isn't like a top 10, top 15 player. You'll get some bad shooting games here and there. I will read the injury updates in a second. Okay? Then you were concerned about defense? No, I was concerned about the Lakers defensively. I mean, I didn't expect this. I don't think anybody could have expected it. And I know their defense was playing fantastic in the lead up to this trade, but for the Knicks, they fought hard in this game. I mean, Brunson was fantastic. Didn't shoot well from 3. Chalk up the game to that a little bit. 15 points in the fourth quarter. This game felt like a playoff game late. Ton of physicality. Again, the complaining after every single call both ways. Is the second round exit a disaster for the Knicks? Disaster's a strong word. Depends on who they play. Like if the season were to end today, who would they get in round 2? One of the Celtics, or it would be the Celtics, right? Losing in 6 or 7 to the Celtics is not a disaster. No. Cat is so soft sometimes. Bridges is a bust. Rest in peace. So Cat did not have a very good game in this one. I will say this. There was a stretch about 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter through till Brunson got hurt in overtime where it was the Jalen Brunson show. There was not really anything else going on. Now, Brunson was going off. Brunson was going crazy, right? It was needed. It was required, basically, for them to have a chance to win the game. Josh Hart did hit a big 3, but in the fourth quarter, it was very much, you need to get Cat going, especially considering Luka had 5 fouls. So ideally, it would have been nice to, try and get Luka involved in every single play. Try and get Luka switched on to Cat. The Lakers like to switch everything. And see if, you could go at Luka. But Luka did a good job defensively. And Cat was just not really involved in the game in the last 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes of game time. It's just stuff that you can campaign induced didn't help Brunson at all when he went to the bench. OG was great second, third quarter of this game offensively. Couldn't miss from 3. Josh Hart hit a few timely 3s, but yeah, the bench production last night wasn't where it needed to be for the Knicks. At least the refs haven't given Luka the LA favor, still giving him tees. Cat had 5 fouls as well. That is true. But this was a good game. Does it look different if, like the last possession for the Knicks, that was a great double team by Gabe Vincent. I don't know why Josh Hart thought he had 4 more seconds than he actually had, but my worry about the Lakers defense is that they'll be exhausted by the playoffs. Guys like Doe already struggling to make shots anymore. That could be a bit of a concern. Also, at a certain point, Brunson popped off in this game, right? The smaller, quick twitch guards, you would just look at the personnel for the Lakers. Those guys are going to give this team some problems. Tyler with the 499, JJ returning the finger point to Hart was legendary. Luka 4 steals, 1 clutch. Luka did have a clutch steal this game. Yeah, Josh Hart giving the Lakers bench the finger points was sick after the game. No BS. We got Catch a Stars game with Nick and really just enjoy day or night without the BS from the Mavericks are doing, and can't wait for Rangers now as well. Maybe I'll try get into the Stars. It's unfortunate for me that hockey's the same exact time as basketball. It's just not going to work. LA defense is just what happens when players are bought in. Players are bought in, also positional size. Let's not sleep on that aspect of it. You know, if you had 2 guards, like if you had 2 guards that got, you know, played 35 minutes a night together, a smaller backcourt, that would be a problem since you don't have like legit rim protection. But since you have a ton of positional size, you can make do, right? So I'm interested, man. The Lakers are playing fantastic. 8-game win streak. 40-21, man. Jesus. Lakers won't be able to defeat elite ball handlers and elite big guys. It has shown. Well, they did take Jokic out the game entirely. I think that's a Nuggets problem. There's a world where the Lakers get a floor stretching big in the offseason. Like a Miles Turner for them. Good luck. Good luck. Now, I did come to one conclusion last night watching this game. It's such a conflicting feeling because I love Luka, I love LeBron, and I'm happy to see them do well. Luka hits that tough fadeaway over Cat in overtime. That's Luka's bag. Luka hits that 3 coming off that screen over Cat. Not a bad contest whatsoever by Cat, honestly. Talk shit to him immediately. Knicks take a timeout. 5 quick points in overtime. Vintage Luka, absolutely. I'm like, fuck yeah. He's talking shit to their bench. I'm like, fuck, tell him. Can't guard me, pussy. LeBron takes a hard fall. I'm like, no, get up, King, please. Please get up, King. Please be okay, GOAT. However, it's really difficult for me to root for the franchise. And let me explain why. I just feel like why do they deserve this shit? Honest to God, why do they deserve this shit? It's also some of the most annoying people you know are just ecstatic about this. That's part of the problem as well. But it's like they got LeBron. All right. I mean, their team was a joke and terrible and a disaster. But LeBron wanted to go to LA. All right. That's the benefit of being in LA and being the Lakers. Their team was fucking terrible. This wasn't like the Brooklyn Nets when Kyrie and KD decided they wanted to go to the Nets. The Nets had actually built a culture. They didn't have any draft picks, but they turned themselves into like this culture-heavy team that made the playoffs. They turned D'Lo into an all-star. Like they found Jared Allen. Spencer Dinwiddie turned into a good player. Karis LeVert turned into a good player. Like they were building something legitimate. And it was like, okay, cool. Like that's the benefit of like building something legit. The Lakers are just like, dude, who gives a fuck, man? We're the Lakers. Like it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't matter what we do. It doesn't matter what we do. LeBron will want to come here and then AD will want to come here. That's it. Like who gives a fuck if our team sucks ass? It doesn't matter. And then it's just like, wait, what? We get Luka Doncic? Only one franchise. It's the Lakers. It's only one fucking franchise that gets lucky like this. What do they do to deserve it? Then that's why. That's why I'm like, man, it's just like, ugh. I also am annoyed about the Mark Williams thing because, come on, give me a break. We know what happened there. We're not idiots. We know exactly what happened there. The Lakers, the moment the offseason starts, are going to go get a center. It's just like, we know what happened there. We're not stupid. An agent said, oh, you guys should not have done that. You guys should not have done that. And Lakers said, oh, fuck. Okay. So I think Nico's a fan of the Lakers? Yeah, probably. Fantastic game, though. Do I think this could be a final? This would be a fun finals. I mean, that would be Knicks-Lakers finals would be incredible. I think the Lakers have a better chance of making it there than the Knicks. And I hope that this Brunson injury is not bad. Because, I mean, they're not. Brunson is the thing that makes it go. Who do you think is the center they're holding out for? I'm thinking Miles Turner, right? But yeah, it's just the Lakers have a better chance of coming out the West than the Knicks do coming out the East. And that's not like shitting on either of them. I mean, there's two very, very good teams in the Eastern Conference that you have to get through. Two very, very good teams. Claxton. Think it's more likely to get Claxton than Turner? I could see that. I could see Claxton. It's funny because there's always someone you don't think about. There's always somebody you don't think about. All right, let's look at these updates. Kessler. Bam. That's interesting. Jackson Hayes has been playing great lately, and I mean, that's the Luka effect, man. Drew at the 199. When does the Kobe statue go up outside the American Airlines Center? Marketing. What did Stein say? Oh my God, they're going to bring back AD, I think. A recent reevaluation of Mavericks forward center Anthony Davis, who has missed the last 10 games due to a left adductor strain, indicated that Davis is improving daily and therefore has been cleared for more dynamic on-court movements. Mavericks center Derek Lively II, who has missed the last 23 games due to a right ankle stress fracture, is progressing his rehabilitation after a recent reevaluation. Going forward, both Lively, who has progressed to individual court work, and Davis will be evaluated weekly with relevant updates to their status provided as appropriate. Mavericks center Daniel Gafford, who's missed the last 9 games due to a right knee sprain, is showing progress and will be evaluated again in 2 weeks. What a word salad to tell us nothing is in that report. I mean, I don't know what you guys expected from this. Actually, I'd have no clue what you guys expected from this. Honest to God. Like that, you're just getting mad to be mad. I'm just being honest. You're getting mad to be mad. The initial time frame for a lot of these injuries were past this. So when they say reevaluated, what they're saying is we're reevaluating them. And then we're looking at them saying, oh, yeah, you're doing well. Like, keep working, keep progressing. Like, that's it. There's 19 games left, man. Not a lot of time. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what this is why when you guys are like, do a stream. I'm like, what are you expecting to hear from this? It seems like he needs surgery, but who knows? I don't know. It does kind of sound like AD might have avoided surgery. Was Lively a Luka merchant? No. I mean, Luka definitely helped him out. Don't get me wrong. Is AD coming back and getting an unrelated injury the worst possible timeline? I really struggle to imagine a world in which AD comes back. Someone in the chat asked me earlier what I liked about Kid specifically. Tyler with the 499. With Gafford only having 1 year left, would Mavs trade Connect in a second for Gafford? Probably. Gafford's in the KD trade. I hate to break it to you. Look, I'm a simple man, right? People way smarter than me tell me, like, yeah, look, if you have one of the very best coaches in the league, it makes a difference. If you have one of the absolute worst, it makes a difference. But everything in between, as long as there's like a good level of buy-in, it doesn't really matter. The Mavs buy in. That's it. They play hard defensively. So do you think the Mavs will go after a guard in this draft? I have no fucking idea. Kid has horrible minute decisions. That's why so many injuries. Yeah, I mean, I've always thought that. I always thought that Luka's usage of minutes were irresponsible. Bill Simmons is betting that the Mavs win the draft lottery this year. Cooper Flag to the rescue. That would be insane. Honestly, I have no clue what I would feel if that happened. I have no clue what my feelings would be if that happened. They do owe us. That's true. So the Flag is on the Mavs. Do you need AD? No, I was literally just about to say AD and Flag is disgusting. No, you keep them. Cooper Flag for Miles Bridges. Yeah, I can see that. What did Quentin Grimes say? Quentin Grimes on Dallas. It's crazy what's going on, so it's a blessing in disguise that I got moved, but I feel for them for sure. We had a tight-knit group over there this season. We had a good chance of winning it all. Okay. Grimes took issue with the way Luka Doncic has been portrayed on his way out of the door in Dallas. Grimes dismissed the team's concern about Doncic's conditioning and work habits, saying his former teammates was always in the gym whenever he would show up for his late-night shooting sessions or practice day weightlifting. And you see Ward muted. It's Luka's name. I have a question that I don't want to ask. Because I believe him. I believe him. Respect the Grimes for sure. He did gain some weight. We were upset about him being out of shape. We were. Like, I don't want to rewrite history. We were a little bit upset about it. This season. He was injured coming in. No, I get that. You mean after he played the entire playoffs on a sprained knee? That was crazy. He did that. But it wasn't a work ethic thing, though. You even said you like Luka more with a little extra weight. Extra weight, like when you compare him to like the bubble, I do think him being more like a more muscular big build helps him out with his post game. Nico wants to know what you ate yesterday. What did I eat yesterday? I don't remember what I eat. Sally's still calling sour grapes on Luka and his weight. I mean, I'm trying. It's hard to talk about this with like any objectivity because there's still so many emotions involved. But it is. I do know they had a plan for Luka after the finals, like in an exit interview, and he did not reach what they wanted him to reach. I know that for sure. Now I'm not justifying anything at all. You guys can say BS. That's fine. I hate that the org is pushing so much slander towards Luka. Yeah, we said this after the trade. Doing this shit is so stupid, and players are gonna see it. And that injury in November when they wanted him to use it to get in shape, I thought that was a real injury, and I still do. I call BS on those reports. Is this fair to say Luka passed his prime? No. You can't be objective about anything right now. Grimes is a superstar. Nico broke Kai's ACL. Yeah, and the Grimes thing is so difficult because you see him playing as well as he is playing because he's good. He's really good. And that was the problem. The Mavs like could not afford him. Right? Now, of course, that it ties back to the same conversation you can have about the Luka trade where it's like, then why didn't you get more? Why did you include a second round pick in that trade? Like all of that doesn't make sense, right? But it was a problem where it's the price tag for Quentin Grimes was probably going to be too much. Like the Mavs were probably not going to be able to keep him. Grimes may have deserved a bigger role anyways. You've all with the 5. I don't understand why Lakers didn't use whoever Brunson guards to pick. He's too small to guard Luka or LeBron. Could have exhausted him too. Well, they brought Cat up a ton as well. You know, Luka likes going at the bigs. Have you noticed some pro Nico sentiment at ESPN? I keep hearing them spin this. Not really. No. No. All right. Let's move on. Let's watch the Cuban interview. Where can I see it? You cannot find a pro Mavericks slant anywhere. Like this is all make believe. This is all make believe. There's no pro Mavs sentiment anywhere in the world. Am I gonna get hit with copyright for this? I hope not. Eight minutes. So, okay. Let me just from a content perspective. Let me start here. My content brain is working overtime here. WFAA. This Mark Cuban interview was 8.5 minutes long, and props to them, they milked the fuck out of it. They had a live stream to premiere it last night. That was 5 hours. Five-hour live stream for an 8-minute interview. I haven't heard anything about this. Let's go into it. We're going into this blind.
If the Mavs are going to trade Luka, that's one thing. Just get a better deal.
Immediately off the rip, how much does he own of the team still? What percentage? Hunter at the 5 months March Madness stream this year. First weekend, I like doing shit. I already have plans for the first weekend of March Madness. Friday, there's going to be no slightly early that Friday. Golf. Head to a sports bar, watch the games afterwards. Saturday morning, TGK, are you in here? This is relevant to you. B. Dot, are you in here? This is relevant to you. Hoops, Saturday morning. Head to a bar afterwards to watch. One of my favorite weekends of the year. There's no way you're good at golf. I'm horrible at golf. I'm terrible at it. I think March 20th, Saturday. I think. Whatever Saturday that is. I think 28 teams offer a better deal for Luka, and I disagree. I very much disagree. I think the Luka deal's maybe a little bit shitted on. I think the Lakers deal, if you add Reeves, if you add a few more firsts, is one of the best you can get. All right, so Cuban owns 27% of the Mavs. Telling that he said the Mavs.
I see that your son joins you at a lot of games now.
Not enough, but as many as I can.
Well,
yeah.
I know.
All right, slightly ADHD. We're going 1.5 speed here.
I remember the finals. I think I saw you taking pictures with Jack Harlow. I mean, like that's got to be cool to have him.
Best thing ever.
To be along for the ride. What has that father-son bonding?
Well, I've got 2 daughters too, so that's
I don't want to leave
with
them
all my kids.
Right,
all my kids. It's amazing. You know, there's just not enough hours in the day for them. You know, I would spend every minute of every day.
I'm sorry. We're skipping this bit. Skip to the 6-minute mark. Are you serious? What do they talk about for all of this?
Your son's favorite player.
It was Luka, but now it's Max Christie.
He did the hard shift.
Yeah, because I told him once in MFL, you know, it's the jersey because you know, it was like.
I saw you. He was with you for the game in LA. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But like my daughter, my middle daughter's was Quentin Grimes, and she was just so upset when we traded Quentin.
How did your son react to the
Notice how he said, I want to golf too. The golfing is not my thing. I'm just going. Notice how he said, we to the Quentin Grimes trade. I'm not a golfer. I'm only going for, it's a March Madness tradition. We for the Quentin Grimes trade, but the Dallas Mavericks for the Luka trade. I need an expert in on that. Tyler with the $4.99. Imagine this life. Mary Adelson hates her son-in-law so much they wanted him away from the real family business, buys the Mavs just to distract them. That's a fun subplot for like a TV show.
trade?
About like I did.
Did you have to break it to him, or did he?
No, he knew. Like I knew 5 minutes at the most before, and so everybody else was when it hit. Everybody knew. And
did you tell him ahead of time, or did he? Have to
I didn't know
find
ahead of
out?
time.
You didn't know?
No.
I think that night you told me that you weren't involved with it. So are you like all the way out? Are you not? Do they not consult you on anything, or are they just?
They might tell me something after the fact, or now with Rick Welts in particular, if there's something going on where I've had experience, I'll reach out to him and just say, hey, expect this, 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 and this. But from a basketball perspective, you know, I hear about it after the fact. I don't hear about anything beforehand.
Is that tough? I mean, because you really took that organization from a pup 25 years ago. Is that tough being?
Yeah, there are parts that aren't fun, obviously, especially this month or last month.
I can say Cuban did not expect the fact that he's not involved at all anymore. He was acting like this. He wasn't acting like this when he was telling fans to shut the fuck up. He said he would be involved. He thought he would be involved. We talked, when this happened, we talked about this ad nauseum. One, we said, guys, be careful. You want a new owner. Cuban's really not that bad. You want a new owner. It could be much worse. But also, too, they told Cuban that he's still going to make decisions. All right, that ain't happening. That ain't happening. He is a dumbass then.
But
I can't believe he thought that he would be still super involved with the team. Surely he didn't actually think that. Paul at the $5. If he thought he would be in control when they gave him $2 billion, he's a fool. Yeah. He was involved. Just in my head canon, this is just based off of nothing, but just what I think. Just what I speculate. I think that Cuban might have been privy to the idea that it could happen. Not that maybe he didn't know it was going to happen at that moment. Maybe he didn't know who the team was going to be. Maybe he didn't know what the trade package was going to be. But I think he might have been privy to the idea that it was happening. That there was a good chance a trade could go down. Thoughts on people named Mark? Not a bad name. Not a bad name at all.
they paid for that right.
Yeah. You don't have regrets about selling the team?
Sometimes I get mad and I would have done this, but not really, because go back to why I sold. I don't want my kids to end up in this exact position at some level if they made a mistake, right? I mean, literally imagine if I didn't and my kids had taken over and they made a mistake like this.
You didn't want them to go down, the road of owning
Not that I
Mavericks,
didn't want them,
or to deal with the criticism of it?
It's just social media has changed things dramatically, and they grew up with social media. All their friends are connected to them on social media, and to log in and scroll through your feed and just see what we're seeing now, seeing what happened with the Jones family, continuously. I don't want my kids to go through that. And then there were other things, like you can only scream at the refs and at the league about the refs for so long before it's just like, I'm an idiot. Stop.
How much money have you paid the refs over the years?
A lot. Not the
Tyler with the $4.99. Cuban sold the team so he didn't have to extend Luka. Yeah, he's calling it a mistake. I completely get Cuban wanting to do something like this, because I feel like in his shoes, you want to make it known, hey guys, I'm not involved the way you think I'm involved still. I'm not pulling strings. I'm not a decision maker anymore. Stop sending hate my way. I wouldn't have done this. Please understand that the way that this is, please stop including my family in this shit. Right? Completely get that from just like an individual's perspective. Completely get it. I still feel, as somebody who's still involved with the team, still owns a very decent amount of the team, I don't think this was a good idea. I really don't. Personally, if I was like in Cuban's team, like a PR person, I'd just be like, I don't know if we do an interview like this, man. It's just, what's the positives of it? Like maybe it looks a little bit better for us. Maybe. But ultimately, it's just going to be the PR shitstorm of like, oh, hey, guys, the previous owner and a guy who still owns a good chunk of the team and is still at every single game has called this a mistake openly.
refs themselves.
No, they
never paid the refs a penny. I offered one penny.
I almost got you there.
Yeah.
No, I mean the league.
I don't even know.
Yeah.
And then there's just the nature of it. Like Patrick and the Sands Corporation, they're better suited to deal with building than I am.
Really, I mean, they're real estate.
Yeah, that's what they do.
Right.
And I didn't want to find myself in a situation where I couldn't compete because I didn't know how to do that stuff. And with Cost Plus, instead of me diving in having to learn how to build a casino or arena, lobby that stuff, I'd rather focus on Cost Plus from a time perspective.
Would you ever have traded Luka Doncic?
Are you really the last person to find out about this skip ads forever button?
Good ad placement. Hey, content brain kicking in here. Great ad placement.
From a time perspective.
Would you ever have traded Luka Doncic?
I'm not going to go there. It doesn't even matter. You know.
I mean,
matter.
I saw you were at the game though in LA, and I mean that signifies. And I think you dapped up his. So there's some sort of.
Well, there was connection. Just because we traded, I can still talk to Steve Nash. I mean, I went through this before when Steve Nash left, and then won 2 MVPs.
Yeah.
Right. The good news is that we went to the finals and won a championship. So I've been through something, but there wasn't social media back then, so it wasn't quite the same. But yeah, I mean, you're going to make mistakes, and you know, I think the biggest challenge that the Mavs have right now is there's nobody who's really outgoing to communicate.
I find it interesting. Certain things it's we, certain things it's us, certain things it's the Mavs. I think he's actually right about this though, because Cuban noticed that Cuban was the sponge for a lot of this. He was the most outward facing person in the organization, and he was the sponge for a lot of Mavs fans' criticism and anger. It's an interesting non-answer. So if you're gonna shit on some of the other stuff, why not just openly be like, I wouldn't have traded him. If I was in charge, the trade wouldn't have happened. Right? Something like that. Stars got Rantanen. Your buddy Nick made a good point about there being no face of the team now. Yeah. I part of me kind of thinks that's by design a little bit. This interview kind of leads me to believe body language expert. Yeah, we needed a body language expert on. This interview, I'm not going to lie. I feel a little bit stronger in my initial belief that Cuban might have known a trade could happen. However, was not privy to the idea that it was happening right then and there.
And it's not so much what you do, it's how you communicate why you do what you do. And that's their challenge without me in front.
Do you think some of that is because they're kind of new to this? I mean, they've been.
I think it's just not their nature.
And well, they've been also NBA owners for about a year, and I mean, Nico's been GM for a few years, but entirely, that's not a whole lot of experience. Do you feel like that's part of it?
No, they're just not me, right? You can't expect them to be me. Where when Steve Nash left, I wrote a blog post explaining why, and talking about all these things. I talked about how we traded for Luka. That's what I did. That was the way I connected to fans, and that's the way I tried to build a connection with fans. They're just not me, and that's not a bad thing. There's things they're going to do that are better than anything I can do in that regard.
It's important to note, Cuban was a unicorn in this way. It's not really how a lot of teams operate. There's not a lot of teams that have just like a super outward facing person that you could get mad at. At least somebody who's just like online a bunch. Chuckles 2 months. Much love, slightly. Fuck Nico. Rest in peace, Mavs 2025. Yeah, rest in peace. Stars got Ratatouille. Hell yeah. I love like the idea of Ratatouille and Räikkönen for the Stars putting pressure on the net. Putting the puck in the zone. And putting pressure on the net, and they're sort of what they can do with the first and second line really makes you think about what's to come in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Does that sound good, guys? How close? How close am I to being somewhat on there? Like if I went on the DLLS Star Show right now and said that, would anyone be like, okay, well, true. And it's like, okay, yeah. That's true. That's a good point. Does he fight? Well, that's a good question. Hey, when the gloves come off.
But I still think it may take longer now, but it'll be okay.
Have you talked to Luka since the trade?
Yeah, we texted a few times.
Are you guys good?
Yeah, we're good. It's like, I'm still great with Sasha and Luka's team, right? I'm still friends with them. So, just like, it took a while, but, Steve Nash and I are friends again, and so.
You mentioned, was your son upset about the trade?
Yeah, I mean.
Were you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Tyler with the 499 reporter. Can you imagine a GM with less than 4 years in experience, a new owner who has no idea traded a generational player? Cuban, yeah. Man.
Yeah, of course. And I've said this before. If the Mavs are going to trade Luka, that's one thing. Just get a better deal. No disrespect to Anthony Davis, but get 3. If I still firmly believe if we had gotten 4 unprotected number ones and Anthony Davis and Max Christie, this would be a different conversation.
Interesting. You notice it's the difference between the Mavs and the going back and forth between the two. I'm telling you guys, this trading Luka Doncic is one thing, the package is another. I stand firm in my belief that he might have known that something like this could happen.
That seems to be one of the criticisms following.
Yeah, but it's not my call, so it doesn't matter.
You mentioned that you're an MF.
FL.
I
Yeah.
mean, it's so hard to say. I'm sorry. I've been here like 8 years. It's still it
Meffel.
does not roll off the tongue. But this has been a tough month plus for fans. A lot of them are super angry. Are they justified in feeling that way?
Yeah, you're justified however you feel. We can't. What makes sports different than every other industry, Google Texas Instruments has a record quarter. Nobody throws a parade. And when you win, if fans are passionate enough to show up in 100-degree weather and line the streets, then you've got to expect when things don't go the way they want, they're going to be just as passionate in response.
I've seen some comments on social media, fans who are upset at the whole situation, but some who are upset at you for selling the team. And they feel, I don't know if it's betrayal or what that emotion is, but
They didn't feel that way when we went to the finals last year.
they did not. What would your message to those fans be who feel that, that
Father
you
Time's
sold them out?
undefeated, right? Father Time's undefeated, so nobody plays forever. And so you go through adjustments, and hopefully Nico and Patrick, have a plan, and they'll make it work.
They haven't consulted you at all throughout any of this.
I have not talked to Nico about it. I said hi to Nico twice after the trade.
Are you going to get back into owning an NBA team?
I mean, if someone makes me a deal, but unlikely.
Unlikely.
What? He's out. I'm telling you, he's just out. Man. There's still something behind the scenes here that makes no sense. I'm telling you. There's something behind the scenes. I mean, guys, just look a little bit more into this. There's something at the end here that just doesn't make any sense. Occam's razor, all of that. There is the simple explanation is Cuban really thought when he sold the team that, hey, I can get a few $1 billion out of this, and I could still be in charge. Like, they told me that. They told me I could still be in charge, and I'll still be in charge. I'll do all the stuff I've already done, which is what he said after the sale. He's still going to do all the stuff, all the stuff that I've already done, and I'm going to get some money out of it. Like, easy win for me. Did he really think that was going to happen? Occam's razor would say, yeah, that's exactly what happened. That he knew that he really thought that he could get some money out of it. The Adelsons just wanted to build a new stadium. They didn't really give a fuck about any of the other stuff. They're complete and total business people. They don't care about the inner workings of it all. What about Gillette's razor? Gillette's razor tells me. That's what Gillette's razor tells me. Something doesn't add up here at all. Sorry. Just doesn't. There's just some behind the scenes things. That's on Old Spice deodorant. I use it. I use Old Spice deodorant. I tried once to use one of the natural deodorants, and it smells like shit. Not that it makes me smell like shit. Not that it's bad BO, but the deodorant itself fucking stinks. And people would be like, dude, what's that BO? It's like, no, man, that's not BO. That's actually how the deodorant smells. It's like, oh, okay. It's like, yeah, sorry, man. No, I don't have any BO, but the deodorant smells like that. Oh. Sort of defeats the purpose a tiny bit, right? Just think there's some stuff that doesn't make sense and add up. I mean, of course, there's stuff we don't know, right? What have the 10% sources said on Mark Cuban? Nothing really. Nothing really. My whole My belief before I listened to this interview was Cuban probably was a little bit privy to the idea that a trade could happen. That seems to be, from what we've heard from reporting, that seems to be like the prevailing thought that this trade, the idea that a trade could happen, had been in the works for quite some time. I just have a hard time believing that information didn't trickle down a little bit to Cuban. And after this interview, I still leave thinking the same thing. Cuban might have known it was possible, but didn't know it was going to happen when it did, if that makes sense. So, even Luka said he knew this would happen, probably just not this soon. I think when Luka said he expected it, I think what he was talking about, and this is just speculation, who knows, but I think what he was referring to was the fact that they shitted on him following the trade. Would be my guess. Okay, but it changes nothing. Yeah, it really doesn't change anything. Cuban would have leaked that shit. Stop it. No, I'm not entirely sure that's true. I'm not entirely sure that's true. I do think, and you don't need any reporting about this. They literally traded the guy. This is what I go back to. They literally traded him, so this is true. I do think that there was some real legit frustration between Luka and the front office and vice versa. So Cuban had to be privy to that. And maybe the frustration went a lot deeper than we know. And so it was like some higher ups and executives were like, hey, trading Luka's on the table. But again, I don't know if people expected it when it happened, is the thing. Maybe it was more of a summer thing, whatever the case may be. Cuban is speaking in patterns that much is obvious. He is dancing around the full truth and wants us to know he can't say everything. This is like a PR sort of like, hey guys, just a reminder, I'm not really involved anymore. I'm not really involved anymore, guys. That's what this interview is. Yes, leave me and my family alone, please. Yes, that is what this interview is. Just a reminder, guys, I'm not doing shit anymore, guys. All right? I didn't know. I wouldn't have done it. But if I would have done it, I would have gotten more. That's telling. Just not straight up be like, no, I would not have done this. Point blank. It was like, well, if you're going to do it, you need to get more. Would you rather have to fight a toddler in a karate match every time you hear a phone ring? Or anytime someone smells bad, everyone is convinced it's you? Explain what goes into fighting a toddler in a karate match. So a phone rings and what? They bring out the fucking nets and we put on our belts and we fight? And then what goes into a fight with a toddler? Like, is it, do I have to actually physically fight the toddler, or is it just kind of like I have to just stop everything and I'm like, hey guys, look, this is just this weird deal. I have to fight this toddler. I have to physically fight him. So don't get mad at me, guys. It's just part of the deal. Knockout? All right, just do the smell. Anytime someone smells bad, it convinces me. I really don't care. That doesn't bother me at all. I don't care. How often do people smell bad, realistically? Like, you live in Dallas, Texas, in the summer, you go out, you're in a big group of people, everyone fucking smells bad. So it doesn't really matter. Everyone's just so used to the stench of body odor that it's just like, who cares? I'm talking a serious stench. No, that's not what you said in the initial hypothetical, though. Just anytime somebody smells bad, they think it's you. Messi or Ronaldo? What answer to that question gets me in the least amount of trouble? Whatever the answer to that is, the opposite. So I heard you work at BR. Can you revert the update, please? I do not work at BR. I stream on Bleach Report. I do not work there. Speaking of saying things that piss people off, ESPN had an interesting past couple of days. ESPN had a couple interesting days that led to LeBron James confronting Stephen A. Smith. Oh, man. I love talking about this shit because it's so funny. So, the thing that really kind of started all of this, first and foremost, this is the type of content that we want to see. Stephen A. Smith and Kai Cenat debating who is the greatest basketball player of all time. And truthful, is there really that big of a market for this? I'm so tuned out of this type of content, the GOAT debate. Is there really such a strong, and shout out to Kai Cenat killing it. This isn't making fun of him. Is there such a strong market for this? For this debate to happen every other day at this point? I think part of it is ESPN knows their audience. ESPN knows who's watching First Take, right? It's probably, if I just had to guess, dudes in their 40s, 50s, 60s. So you're talking guys at the office, you're talking barber shops, you're talking, the crowd at Chili's, the work crowd at Chili's. Maybe they work from home. Maybe they're retired and they got nothing better to do, right? Pussy, oh my God. Pussy Liquor, thank you for the $1.99. Jesus Christ. God. Good God, man. Anyways. Literally can't, it's hard to come back from that. Is it just those guys who are just like, I debate this 24/7? Like, I don't really watch the NBA anymore. I watched in the 90s. Jordan's the GOAT. LeBron's a crybaby bitch. LaChina. This is all I care about. This is it. This is all I care about. So I want to talk about this every day. Because God, it's just the amount of time, it doesn't sound proportionate to me because I don't care about this. I don't really see, maybe I'm just not following the right people. I don't see anybody really talking about this with any regularity whatsoever. And it's just like, how on earth is this something that gets brought up this often on ESPN's flagship show? It's seriously multiple times a week. Multiple times a week. And it's like, is there a storyline here? Am I not following? Do I need to catch up on the lore? Is there Pussy Liquor at the $1.99? Where do you do runs in Dallas GOAT? Now, let me ask you a question. And this is a good time for self-reflection, right? If I were to answer that question, do you think I'm going to invite someone named Pussy Liquor to our runs? And I'm sure you're a great person. I'm sure you're great. I'm sure you're a funny dude, or a woman that's fun to hang out with. Maybe you're sick of basketball. No, I'm not saying that's not true. You could easily be. But let's think about it, right? So anyways, let's get back. Let's try our hardest to get back on track here. Oh God. let's try to get back on track here. Anyways, I don't understand this debate. Is there lore to? Is there backstory? Is there some lore here where it's like, no, guys, you don't get it. If you're not paying attention to the lore, it's like an anime. It's been going on for 12 years. There's 9,000 episodes. But from episode 1 to 9,000, Stephen A. actually started thinking that Jordan's the GOAT. But as time's gone on, he's actually shifting more towards LeBron. And there's like this constant back and forth. Is that what it is? Is there like is there an ongoing storyline? I'm not sure. Anyways, so this was the thing that was going on earlier in the week that everyone was upset about. Kai Cenat going on ESPN. I really wouldn't have a problem with this if it weren't for the fact that they did the Jordan LeBron thing every other day. Like the idea of Kai Cenat going on and arguing with Stephen A. Smith about who's the GOAT is funny. Like that's a funny concept. I feel like there's some good content hidden in there. This is for Kai's casual fans. Yeah, this is for the Gen Alphas, the Zoomers. No, don't degrade anime like that's like shame on you. I'm not degrading anime at all. I'm not degrading anime. Right? I will say though, the people are like, yeah, you should watch this show. And I'm like, okay, cool. They're like, yeah, it's 480 episodes. And I'm like, all right, well, what the fuck, man? And then there was this Kendrick Perkins statement that caught some attention about how dude, this is just fucking sort of crazy. Kendrick Perkins crashed out last night on Twitter. I didn't notice that. He went on ESPN earlier in the week and said the Lakers saved basketball. Which, some people are like, all right, bro, come on. Right now, the Lakers are saving the NBA. This is what Kendrick Perkins said a couple of days ago. I don't agree with him. But I will say this. This has the potential to be really good for the league. And I will say, he meant viewership. I know what he meant. And I'm going to kind of defend him a little bit here.
How excited?
I really don't want to hear do you guys want to hear what he had to say? I really don't. But okay. If we're going to talk about it, we should know the full context.
People are starting to ask what their ceiling is in the Western Conference, and I'm having a hard time not saying it's pretty dang high.
Oh, it's super high, and guess what? I'm going to take it a step further.
Oh, goodness.
Right now, the Los Angeles Lakers are saving the NBA. A month ago, let me ask you a question.
We're all dressed like we're going to church, and they're saving the NBA.
How excited were y'all a month ago before the Luka trade about the NBA final?
I mean, I saw headlines.
Always excited.
I saw headlines that said the NBA stole the Super Bowl because that was the headline that week.
So now y'all can honestly say that y'all more excited. Why? Because we could possibly get Boston versus Lakers with the superstar power. And then you take a deeper dive you're looking to say who's going to stop them from meeting up in the finals. So now everyone, all the fans around the world who probably was like in and out when it came down to what's going to happen in June, they're committed. They're all in. And when you have Showtime back in L.A., now all of a sudden the excitement, the energy, and everything else is back.
All right. Before I listened, I was maybe on his side. The take that on an NBA show, this is why ESPN just pisses me off. This is the NBA show. This is NBA Today. He's openly saying, asking the people who are hosting the NBA Today show, honestly, how excited were you guys about the finals? I'm happy someone was like, always excited. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, we're always pretty excited about it. Like, what do you mean? Who here, realistically, who on this show who's hosting the NBA Today, a show dedicated to the NBA that goes on the biggest network in the world, biggest sports network in the world. Who's actually excited? I mean, come on, guys. We really didn't care, did we? Everyone's like, no, actually, yeah, we did. We cared a little tiny bit. Like we cared a little tiny bit. I was gonna say that in a way, the Lakers getting Luka is definitely good for the league for sure. That's why you hear so many conspiracies that the league might have orchestrated this. NBA is kind of on fire since the Luka trade, though. No, that is true. That's what I was gonna say. I was maybe gonna agree with him a little bit here, but I do have a problem with. I do have a problem with the NBA Today show being like, we didn't care about it until liquor with the 199. Just worried about demonetization at this point. Am I the only Mavs fans watching the Lakers? No. So this led to Charles Barkley then going on TNT last night. And shitting all over.
The Lakers saved the NBA.
Saved the NBA.
Yeah. He's an idiot. I saw a fool idiot on TV talking about the Lakers saved the NBA.
Saved the NBA.
Yeah. He's an idiot and a fool, but he know who he is. What's his name, Shaq?
Which one you talking about?
Kendrick Perkins.
Oh.
He said the Lakers, first of all, the Lakers have had a great 2 weeks. He said the Lakers saved the NBA season. That's because them fools on the other network, which we're going to be working for next year, that's all they talk about. Let me tell y'all something.
Tell me something.
And first of all, I want all the smoke. I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard or anything like that.
I don't whistle when I walk by the graveyard.
Right.
I like that.
Hey,
one.
man.
I'm stealing that one.
The Lakers are doing great. Got a long way to go. But the reason the season's been going great for the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Y'all just want to talk about the Warriors and the Lakers. They're both doing great. Don't get me wrong. If I turn out to be wrong, I got no problem with that. But y'all are idiots because y'all talk about the Lakers and the Warriors all the time.
Wait, why is he spitting though? It is kind of funny coming from well, actually, to be fair, this has been a stance that the inside the NBA guys take all the time. However, I will say the Lakers are the biggest story in the league right now. They are. And the Warriors are also one of the bigger stories in the league. And that is true. Chuck's been a Lakers hater for a long, long time.
Y'all know the Cleveland Cavaliers have won 12 straight games. The Oklahoma City got the MVP.
Liquor with the 199. Does Luka ever come back to Dallas? No.
They are on fire. Y'all are talking about who's in second place. That's the reason I get pissed. Hey, the Lakers are doing great. I don't mind being wrong. The Warriors are doing great. But that's because you fools on other networks, which we're going to become fools next year. We'll be working on that network. But Oklahoma City and the Cavs been balling for 6 months. Y'all talking about teams that had two great weeks.
Time out. I get what you're saying. You just went at the whole network.
Because they talk about the whole industry.
I'm going to be real. Inside the NBA was in rare form last night. It was great. It was very good. No, he was grumpy, but it was funny. Yeah, the Lakers have been good for like such a long stretch of time at this point that it is like, all right. I would even say a little bit longer than 6 weeks. But the Cavs and OKC have been talked about every single day as well. Yeah, I think it's kind of understandable for there to be some boredom with OKC and Cleveland. And here's the harsh reality, too, that you have to factor in. Just from a network perspective, ratings, we got to talk about X, Y, and Z. the Cavs and the Thunder haven't done much in the playoffs. So for a casual fan, that's kind of what they need to see. We need to see you in like a finals. We need to see you, a deep playoff run. That adds to your narrative. That adds to the story. That adds to the intrigue of your team, because then it's like, oh, can this team repeat? Like, I want to see this team take on the champions. It's always like a litmus test, the benchmark. And then it's also, when teams have deep playoff runs, it grows to the story of the players, right? People get more looks at Darius Garland, Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, Shea. They were Western Conference Finals recently. The Lakers have done more recently for the NFL fans that only watch playoffs. That's true. I mean, it's the Lakers and it's LeBron, and now it's Luka. And that is true also, Nishaya, is that these teams have been good all year long, right? But I will give some props. They've been talked about quite a bit, and I'm guilty in this. It's just where the NBA's at. Discourse in the NBA is at. The discourse is either just like somebody shitting on the league or people shitting on the people shitting on the league. That's just where it's at. And I'm guilty of it. Oh, God. Apple Card transaction. The hell's this? Oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm canceling that subscription live on air right now. Live on air, canceling this subscription that I just got hit with. How do I get here? Cancel subscription. $44. Fuck yourself. Are you sure you want to cancel? Well, this one's funny right here where the keep my plan option is blue highlighted and the continue one isn't. StreamYard. See ya. Claim, here's a special offer from you. No thanks. Goodbye. Before you go. No. No before you go. No before you go. Cancel subscription. Your plan's been canceled. Thank you. Good Lord. 4. It took 4. 4 different clicks. Four different clicks. So then Kendrick Perkins had a crash out. Hey, NBA on TNT. Might want to tell that senior citizen Charles Barkley that I'll be around. When he see an idiot or fool in person, make sure he keep that same energy. He can come playing with me if he wants to, and I'm going to address his ass like the numbers on a house. Straight from the 409, homeboy, and we bar none and fade all. Okay? Threatening violence. 5 hours later. Whoa. 5 hours later. Still hot. It's still hot in the head. The idiot. The idiot is headed on SportsCenter to talk all Lakers. They said Bron and Luka couldn't play together, but their play says otherwise. They said we're going to be crying in the morning talking about the Lakers. They are wrong again. I was about to say, he did say the Mavs won the trade. Even the Mavs fans who are still on board are like, hey, dude, please. People are like, please, man. We've been through enough. Like, we don't need you saying this on air. Oh, 2 hours ago, we only talk about Bron and the Lakers. Bobby Marks is joining in. Favorite pick of the week. I believe this has been Kendrick Perkins at OKC, Cleveland, and Boston are the tier 1 of teams. Why are they laughing at that? What's so funny about that? So the Inside the NBA is just as bad as ESPN. I know, you don't have to tell me. I've criticized Inside the NBA plenty. What an absolute shit show. And then to cap it all off, the hilarity of this. Tell me why I have mixed feelings about this, actually. LeBron confronting Stephen A. Smith. Who's courtside. And somebody who's good at reading lips said, keep my son out of this shit. How do you guys feel about this? I feel like I have mixed opinions. I did hear I saw the clip where Stephen A. Smith was like, LeBron, as a father, stop this. In reference to Bronny James being terrible. A liquor with the $1.99. All right, go deuces. You're the only thing keeping us saying thank you. Thank you for tuning in today, Pussy Liquor. Everyone say goodbye. Have a good rest of your day. I think another part of this was apparently Stephen A. Smith was talking about LeBron and the GOAT debate and why he's not the GOAT, and they were using Bronny James clips as the B-roll. As you guys know, I think LeBron's the GOAT. I feel like, and he's just being a supportive dad, right? I do kind of feel like you did tweet out a couple years ago that Bronny was better than a lot of players in the NBA. You did tweet that. Okay. That was something that was said, right? Now, clearly we know that that is not true. Clearly that's not true. Stephen A. Smith said some non-basketball stuff also. Yeah, I mean, Stephen A. Smith was basically questioning LeBron James' integrity as a father, which, yeah, of course, that's going to make people mad. That's going to make people mad. But in contrast, did you know the NHL All-Star Game pulled 16 million freaking hockey? Huh? Oh, 16 million viewers? That's pretty sick. Different kind of fuck you. Yeah, this was the direct fuck you. I can't, your son is in the NBA, so he's going to get criticized. Like the kid gloves have come off, right? He's in the league now. So there's going to be some criticisms and stuff. But that's just the reality. But this was just hilarious that there was a direct confrontation. Just hilarious. and I think it is. I think LeBron took, if I just had to psychoanalyze my GOAT, I think LeBron took exception to the, as a father, what are you doing thing? Because I feel like LeBron's been pretty good about this shit. Like people criticize him all the time. As we just talked about earlier, ESPN spends hours upon hours a week talking about him. And usually, a lot of times in a negative light. I feel like he hasn't really said much ever, right? Just like really doesn't say much about it. Bronny or Omax? Omax. Rich Paul, Stephen A. I'm not watching all 5 minutes of this. Rich Paul has my number. LeBron knows how to get in contact with me. He never called. If he wanted to see me, I would have flown out and I would have had a conversation with him man to man. Yeah, I was just about to say, he did have a conversation with you. ESPN talks negative about LeBron, sure. I mean, they do. They have hour-long debate shows about who's the GOAT, and there's naturally going to be one person who disparages LeBron. Is Stephen A. Smith a LeBron hater? I can never remember. Honestly, I don't know the backstory and the lore. Obviously, we know Skip is, right? He's a stan. He flip-flops a bit. Oh. He said man-to-man, not man-to-man in front of 20,000 other men and cameras. That's also fair. That's also fair. But also, maybe LeBron's like, I don't want to talk to Stephen A. Smith man-to-man. Stephen A. Smith had Jordan as his GOAT. That's not necessarily hating LeBron, though. He still glazes him. All right, that's fair. That's fair. Tyler with the 499. Can we put Luka in the slightly biased Hall of Fame? We're not. It's kind of like Kurt Schilling not being in the MLB Hall of Fame. Like, should he be in there from just a pure impact standpoint? Maybe, but we're not going to put him in there just because the optics. Booster Green with the $5. I'm sad, slightly love you, dude. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Thank you. So funny. Just so funny. Hilarious. Oh, man. LeBron in the middle of a game confronting Stephen A. Smith is so fucking funny. So funny, man. I didn't want to have to address this. I wouldn't have either had it not gone viral. Now I have no choice. Stephen A. is a character, man. He is. I can't wait for when he runs for president. He's got my vote. Let me tell you that much. Sally, I'm here to tell you I'm going to be away for a month-ish, taking some time away from YouTube. I'll be thinking about you and this channel, Locked On Mavs and other MFL channels. Don't worry, I'll be back. All right, Bacons. Do what you got to do, brother. Do what you got to do. Enjoy your hiatus. What optics, you sad loser? You were glazing Luka every breath before the trade? Are you talking to me? What? Are you talking to me? What are you saying? LeBron looked at me like that. Yeah, that would scare me. LeBron wanted this to be viral for sure. LeBron's a showman as well. LeBron's a showman. Be like one of them old Saturday morning cartoons. You hear my bones shaking? Yeah. Yeah. All right, folks, if you're listening to this on Spotify, leave a 5-star review. I love you. Alex, are you going to reply? Are you talking to me? What optics, you sad loser? You're glazing Luke with every breath before the trade. I would love to hear more from this guy. J Kid only got to the conference finals because of Luka, not his defensive genius. This guy's terrible as a coach and slightly is coping hard. Slightly biased is coping. Katie won't say the Mavs. He can't lead a team to a chip. He's a bus rider, not a driver. Slightly still calling sour grapes on Luka in his weight. Stephen A is a dumbass if you actually pay attention behind his flowery words. I do not think Stephen A. Smith is a dumbass. I think he is confused. We have not spoken about Luka for like over an hour at this point. I'm getting crap for not covering the Mavs, and you're getting crap for covering them. I mean, people have been mad at me for like a year at this point. It's fine. Stephen A. Smith is not stupid. He knows exactly what he's got going on. He got $100 million. $100 million. Forgot to talk about that. $100 million. Paul with the $2. I've been at you since 1992. Wasn't alive then, but thank you, Paul. I wasn't even close to being alive at that point. Lil Nessa at the Fortnite. I just got a raise. Wanted to pass the positivity over since you become our binky during these dark times. Seriously, though, where's my smoothie? Lil Nessa with the raise. We're winning, man. We're winning the slightly biased community. You think your next contract will be close to that slightly? You know, I'm working on some contracts with some people. 100's been tossed around, but let me just say, it's not starting with an M. Starting with a T. Where's the smoothie and the Aussie tattoo? We've already gotten over this. The Aussie tattoo, that was read the fine print, right? You guys got. There was no contract or anything like that. You guys got. Sorry to say it. You got finessed. You got fucked. Lawyer up. Alex is back, folks. Let's see what he's got to say. Yeah, you were praising Luka in every video. Now you don't want to give him his props because of optics. What optics? Him being traded because of Adelson's greed? Doug, what are you talking about? What do you mean optics? When did I say that? Genuinely, what are you hearing things? I said Pussy Liquor couldn't go into the Slightly Hall of Fame because of optics. He thinks I'm talking about Luka Doncic, guys. We're dealing with a different breed of people. And one thing I've noticed is a lot of these people have delusions. Like when people like on Twitter will get mad at me for saying things, they'll just make up shit that I said, which is fine. Right? Which is fine. But they're having like delusions. He heard me say Pussy Liquor can't make the Slightly Biased Hall of Fame, similar to how Kurt Schilling could make the MLB Hall of Fame. And he thought I was talking about Luka Doncic, guys. Oh, man. Hilarious. I was like, what is he talking about? Optics. I'm so mad about this StreamYard. Fucking, and I knew it too. I was going to cancel it. You got to make a new account at this point. StreamYard. StreamYard sucks, man. StreamYard sucks. Six-minute ads will solve your problem. That's a good point. That is a good point. Bro, do you disagree? All right, Alex is back. Bro, do you disagree that you have been disrespecting Luka in every video a week after the trade? Yeah, I do disagree with that. I disagree with that pretty strongly. I guess it depends on what your definition of disrespect is. I mean, what did I in the first games after the trade? I said Luka does not look 100%. If you think that's disrespect, okay, fine, sure. Don't whistle when you walk past the graveyard. Can someone tell me what that means? Don't whistle when you walk past the graveyard. How to slow hoops like LeBron so far delete Twitter. Dog, if you think I'm seeing slow hoops tweets, you're out of your mind. That's honestly the first time I've thought about it. Like, my For You page has been good. I've muted words, muted accounts. Like, I can sort of live tweet a game and it not rip my heart out now. That you're afraid of dead people, so you whistle to stay calm. Okay. When is the Luka prop content in the channel coming back? Luka propaganda? Probably in a bit. I haven't played any of my phone apps since the trade. To act as if one is afraid, one is relaxed, not afraid, and one is actually afraid or nervous. All right, all right. But it does suck. Like watching the TNT game last night, they spent a whole 5 minutes just like, Mavs fans, here we go. We're about to shit on you. And one thing, and obviously with like Luka and Brunson in the game, they're going to talk about it a little bit. But God, I just can't stand the KP thing. That's what makes me the most mad. To be honest with you, that's what makes me the most upset. It's like, all right, the Luka trade, obviously, yes, that was a huge fuck up. The letting Brunson go, yes, obviously that wasn't the best, right? That wasn't the best thing in the world. But the KP one, seriously? Come on. Like, really? Do we have to keep doing this? Honestly, the most devastating thing about this whole ordeal is we got robbed of an 8-hour-long Luka trade machine stream. Yeah, I wonder if we would have got there with the Lakers. I wonder what the Lakers one would have looked like. If it would have been close. KP got a chip, though. KP did get a chip. Congrats to him. Congrats to him. Landed in a perfect spot. Did only play 3 games. What up, Gabe? No, I know this will never go away. I know. But it is just like, KP, really? And I was also thinking this last night on Twitter. It's like, Mavs fans, you know, the self-deprecating jokes, completely and totally fine. Don't matter. Once we get to like, hey, Lakers fans, you guys don't get to make jokes. Okay? You guys don't get to make jokes. Other fan bases, like Celtics fans, you guys don't get to make jokes, man. Okay, let's establish this. Self-deprecating jokes, fine. Former Mavs fan jokes, fine. I saw Lakers, I forget who it was, some Lakers fan was tweeted, worst trade in NBA history, immediate block. Just immediate. And God bless whoever it was. I don't even remember who it was. Just immediate. Right? Just immediately. Just immediately. All right, that's going to be it for me. Nico for Lakers MVP jokes are kind of funny. If a Mavs fan makes them. Anyways, I might not be live tonight, to be honest with you. It's a really nice day outside. Might enjoy being outside a little bit. We'll see. It's possible I do. It's possible I don't. Why did Texas Tech drop in the bracketology? Why did Texas Tech drop? Did they lose? Or is this just anti-Texas Tech propaganda? They're a 2 seed. They went up. A loss to number 4 Houston drops them? Really? The gutsy win in Kansas. I watched that game. Gutsy win in Kansas. Oh, this Toppin guy's a motherfucker, man. This guy's a dog. JT Toppin. JT Toppin is a dog. McMillan is better. And Anderson. I'm excited to start watching college basketball, having watched none of it this season, and having strong opinions. Pussy Liquor with the $4.99. I'm back, fellas. Thanks for the love. Me and Slightly will play ball one day, I promise. All right, guys. That was a fun stream today. Just gonna tell you right now, the vibes are, I don't know if I'll be live tonight. I don't know. That's just kind of the current vibes. But we will be live. We will be live on Monday morning, as per usual. When is Lakers content coming? We talked about the Lakers for like 30 minutes today. All right, guys. Thank you all for coming out. All of the OGs, guys, I love you very much. Could have spent your Friday morning anywhere in the world you decide to spend it here. New subscribers, I promise you guys will not regret it. Donations, members. Thank you guys so much. You never have to do that, but hosting 100 minutes, it makes me feel so good. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Guess it's supposed to get cold and rainy this weekend, so stay warm. Love you all. Talk to you all later. Bye.